mature macrophage or erythrocyte or platelet. Purida, we'll discuss in detail about each thing. So same thing, hematopoietic precursor cells, they are the pluripotent stem cells. They are myeloid stem cells and lymphoid stem cells. Students, see this picture very important. See, as the class goes further, there will be so many cells. You may forget the names. Okay, you may forget the characteristics, but you remember this picture. If you understand this picture, it will be very easy. This is a foundation for you. Okay, one. See, cellular size from immature cells to mature. Immature, they are stem cells. They are not mature. Okay, one. There are so many stages, but you remember, if the cell is immature, it will be very large. As the cell keep on proliferating, the cell size will become smaller and smaller. So remember, stem cells are very large and mature RBC is very small. So in any lineage you take, myeloid, lymphoid, erythroid, anywhere, the stem cells or immature cells will become large in size, and as the cell replicates, it will become smaller and smaller. Yeah. Next is nuclei. Nuclei size also very big in initial stage. As the cell keep on replicate itself, the nuclei will become decrease in size. Okay, wow. The nucleus will become smaller and smaller and will become dark staining. Initially it will be light staining. Then at the mature stage there will be dark staining and they are decrease in size. Next is nucleoli. In stem cells there will be multiple nucleoli, there are 2 to 3. As the cell mature, the nucleoli will become decreased or disappear totally. Okay, wow. Next is staining of cytoplasm. All the stem cells will be having deep blue color cytoplasm. As the cells shift to the mature stage, the color shift based on synthesis of various secretory products. All of you know, eosinophils it will become orange red color. Basophils it is purple blue color. So based on the granules, the color of the cytoplasm will change. Next is formation of granules. First it will be clear cytoplasm. As the cells mature, the granules appear becoming granulocytes and stain selectively. Mitosis, the cells increase in size and decrease the size following mitoid division. See this picture you remember, students. If possible, you take screenshot also. Okay, very important. If you understand this, you can write your own if you forget in your exam. Okay, take screenshot, all of you students. It's a very important slide. Take the screenshot. Take it. If you understand this, you will never forget. Okay. Okay. Now next we'll go for our topic. So what is a hematopoietic microenvironment? There are divided into cellular and extracellular. See, you remember students, stem cells are innocent. They don't know what to do. Body only will produce some chemicals and will stimulate the stem cells. Okay, see, stem cells are like a babies. They don't know. Babies are innocent, no? Similarly, stem cells are very innocent. For them, body will give some cellular and extracellular factors such as soluble such as cytokines and granulocyte factor. Then extracellular matrix such as collagen and gag molecules. So these factors and these growth factors only will stimulate stem cell to become subsequent cells. So if the extracellular matrix wants RBC, so they will produce chemicals which help the cell to become RBC. Purida. So this microenvironment only will plays a major role in hematopoiesis. Stem cells, they don't anything. Whatever signal is given, they will go and divide. Purida, the signal is given by the body. When body requires more platelets, they will give granules for platelet production. When body requires more WBC, such as infection, they will stimulate the stem cells to become more WBCs. Purida. So this micro environment is a major role in hematopoiesis. In cellular, it is adipocytes, endothelial cells, fibroblasts, T cells, and macrophage. They produce growth factors, expression of homing receptors, membrane proteins, and extracellular components. Okay, and extracellular will produce regulation of hematopoietic stem cells, differentiation, structural support, cell-to-cell interaction, adhesion of precursor to extracellular matrix. So just remember, microenvironment plays a major role in hematopoiesis. If you remember this, it's enough for us. Next, what are the growth factors for hematopoietic cell? Glycoprotein hormones, they regulate proliferation, differentiation and survival of the hematopoietic stem cells and function of mature cells. So these glycoprotein hormones are the key role in hematopoiesis. If these hormones are not produced, then there is no hematopoiesis. Hormones irundada, there will be hematopoiesis. If hormones are not produced, no hematopoiesis. Because body doesn't know whether it requires or not. So what is the source of glycoprotein hormones? First is T lymphocyte, monocyte, macrophages and stromal cells. Okay, ma? For RBC production, erythropoietin 90% is synthesized in kidney and thrombopoietin is synthesized in liver. See, remember erythropoietin is a major hormone which will help body to produce RBC. If erythropoietin is not there, then body will not produce RBCs. Where you will see less erythropoietin? Students, anybody? Name the conditions where erythropoietin is less produced. In which type of population? Students, anybody answer? Students, solunga. Where you will see less erythropoietin? In which type of conditions? Students, solunga. Anybody answer? Erythropoietin is produced in kidney. So use common sense, students. Solunga. Somebody answer at least.
Kidney failure, sir.
Kidney failure, end stage kidney. You should not tell kidney failure. You are a medical student, no? You should tell end stage kidney. Okay, so where there is a renal failure, patient will go for dialysis. No, what is the meaning of dialysis? Okay, somebody answer. Sorry, with a renal failure. Okay, correct. Renal failure is correct. So in dialysis patient, kidneys are not functioning properly. That is why they are going for dialysis. What is dialysis? What function kidney should do, that machine is doing. But that machine is only filtering the blood, but it's not producing erythropoietin. So the patients who are having renal failure will also have anemia because there is no erythropoietin. I think you would have seen your grandfather or somebody who is having renal failure. They'll take erythropoietin injection every month. Okay, we itself should inject erythropoietin to stimulate production of RBC. You remember the students. Renal failure patient will be having anemia. Why? Lack of erythropoietin. And thrombopoietin is a factor for production of platelets. So the patient who are having liver failure, they will be having thrombocytopenia. Remember this lifelong. Same thing. Growth factors. Early growth factors such as interleukin 3, granulocyte CSF, constitutive factor, interleukin 6, interleukin 11. And late acting growth factors are granulocyte constitutive factor, macrophage colony stimulating factor, erythropoietin, thrombopoietin, interleukin 5, interleukin 2, 4, 7, and etc. Okay, so these are the growth factors. So what is GM-CSF meaning? Granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor. Here you read no GM-CSF. What is MCSF? Macrophage colony stimulating factor. See, name itself suggests this macrophage colony stimulating factor will stimulate the production of more macrophages. Okay, GM-CSF, that means granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor. So what's a colony? Colony and students, first to tell what is meaning of colony. In microbiology, you have read no? What is the meaning of colony? Colony and where you are staying in your home, that is only meaning of colony. Students, what is the meaning of colony? Answer for no. Students, somebody answer. What is the meaning of colony? Students, I am asking a question. Somebody reply. Colony and
sir.
What's the meaning of colony? I am asking simple question. Sure, I solra. Colony na a group of individuals who are having same characteristics. So, colony means it's either granulocyte colony or RBC colony or platelet colony. The cells will be similar. So this granulocyte macrophage colony stimulating factor. Erythropoietin will become stimulating hormone. The factors have capacity to stimulate proliferation of the target progenitor cells when used as a sole source of stimulation. So what is the meaning? If you give this erythropoietin, they will go and stimulate the stem cells. That stem cell will produce RBC. So they are stimulating particular lineage only, not all things. Thrombopoietin they stimulate megakaryopoiesis. What's a megakaryopoiesis means? Production of platelets. So this is a regulation of hematopoiesis, local environmental control, stromal cell mediated hematopoiesis, hematopoiesis, that is growth factors. I told you that it's humoral regulation. See, I know all of these things should be taught in physiology. It's just a revision, but I am telling in detail so that you will not forget. Okay, wow. Next is apoptosis. What's the meaning of apoptosis, students? 2 days back only Viva finished. Half of the students have not answered what is the meaning of apoptosis.
Programmed cell death.
இப்போ மட்டும் சொல்லுங்க. Apoptosis is very very important university question. So these are the 3 factors which regulate hematopoiesis: apoptosis, local environmental control, and humoral regulation. புரியுதா? Next erythropoiesis. They give rise to thousands of nucleated erythroid precursor in vitro undergo some changes to become colony forming units, that is colony forming unit erythrocyte. Okay, so these are the immature erythrocytes. Okay, you are able to see the nuclei, no? We'll go for this students. Don't get scared. So many stages are there, sir. We have not remember. Don't tell it. You just remember the stage, first name, then their characteristics. Okay, what are the stages? Pro-normoblast, basophilic normoblast, polychromatophilic normoblast, orthochromatic normoblast, reticulocyte, and mature erythrocyte. See, mature erythrocyte will be not having any nuclei. Reticulocytes will be having fragments of nuclear DNA and RNA. Purida. So first we discuss about pro-normoblast. It is a stem cell. It is see, this is a big stem cell. This is only pro-normoblast. Its size is 20 to 25 microns, and there are mitosis present. Nucleus with multiple nucleoli. See, I told you, no, stem cells are first are large. They are having multiple nucleoli. Nucleus is large. Correct? I showed you one picture now starting. Next, how is the cytoplasm? Basophilic, that is bluish color, with because more amount of polyribosomes, and here there is no hemoglobin production. Okay, wow. Next stage is basophilic normoblast. Size decreased. See, initially it is 20-25. Second is 16 to 18 microns. They are having larger nuclei. And perinuclear halo. What is the meaning of perinuclear halo? Surrounding the nuclei there is a halo. That is a clear space. That is known as perinuclear halo. How is cytoplasm? Basophilic cytoplasm, and there are active mitosis. Third stage is polychromatophilic normoblast. So size is further decreased, 10 to 15 microns, and chromatid is having clumps. HP starts appearing. See, this question is repeated 100 times in NEET. Name the stage where there is a HP production. They will ask you in exam. They will give you pro-normoblast, basophilic, polychromatophilic, everything they will give. You should select polychromatophilic normoblast stage. See, name it is polychromatic means different colors. Why color is changing? Because HP starts appearing in this stage only. Not just in NEET students, even in practical exam they will ask you. You do HP estimation, no? In that they will ask this question. So you should remember this, very very important. Hemoglobin first starts appearing in polychromatophilic normoblast stage. Okay, at the end of the class I will ask questions individually. If you are not answering, I will mark absent. Okay, wow. So remember. Next is orthochromatic normoblast. What is the size? 10 to 15 microns. And there are small pycnotic nuclei, pink salmon cytoplasm. Mitosis are absent. Okay, wow. Next is precursors, reticulocytes. What is reticulocyte? Reticular nuclear fragments. Nucleus is extruded, nucleus went outside, so there is no anucleate cells, and they are slightly larger than RBCs. See, reticulocytes are very very important when body is having stress. So if you require immediate RBC, body will produce more reticulocytes. For example, you take person has undergone an accident, he has lost so much blood. Out of 5 liters, only 3 liters blood is there. So what body will do? Body will tell reticulocytes to come outside. So reticulocytes will come for the circulation. Okay, ma. So next what will happen? After there is enough time of production, the reticulocytes will start decreasing and will be replaced by mature RBC. So you should remember reticulocytes are seen only in during stress conditions. Okay, ma. Whenever there is a excess stress and body requires more RBC, then only you will see reticulocytes. Example you take when for a pregnant woman, their hemoglobin will be 6 or 7. Their delivery is planned in 3 or 4 months. So what will the doctor will do? They will use iron and folic acid supplementation. Correct? So because of the iron folic supplementation, the reticulocytes are released into circulation. Next is mature RBC. The size is 7.5 microns. This also should remember. They are asking Viva. What is the size of normal RBC? You should not tell 9, 10, 13. You should tell exactly 7.5 microns. Okay, ma? They are anucleated. There is no nucleus here. And they are reddish color. That is salmon color. So what are the stages? You should remember: pronormoblast, basophilic or early normoblast, polychromatophilic or orthochromatic normoblast, reticulocyte and erythrocyte. Next Viva, I will ask you, definitely you should answer this. Okay, ma? So what are the factors regulating erythropoiesis? Most important regulator is tissue oxygenation. I told you, no? If the tissue oxygenation is adequate, that means the RBCs which are in circulation are enough for the purpose. When tissue oxygenation is not sufficiently, then what will happen? Body knows it is in a stress. I told example, no, when the person is living in high altitude, where there is oxygen concentration is less in Mount Everest. Those who go for Mount Everest climbing, no, they will go acclimatization. What's the meaning of acclimatization? See, before Mount Everest, there is known as base camp. See, you should understand, Mount Everest na chumma ooty pora mari pova mudiyadappa. You should, it's a very 8,500 meters. It will take 1 year training. So these mountaineers will go and live for 2 months in base camp in Nepal. There is a base camp. Why there is acclimatization? They are giving time for the body to adjust to the low oxygen levels. When body is getting adjusted, it will produce more erythropoietin and more amount of RBCs are produced. When more amount of RBCs are produced, they will adjust itself for the low oxygen levels. So that is known as acclimatization. Okay. Then it is by the erythropoietin, iron supplementation, vitamins such as vitamin B12, folic acid, and other micro minerals. So what are the factors that decrease oxidation? Low blood volume, anemia, low hemoglobin, poor blood flow, and pulmonary diseases. These are the factors which decrease the oxidation.